everybody. So this is just a small little quick webcast tonight to talk about the really enormous list of wrestlers that we have who have all signed up to participate in our November 18th live filming and wrestling event, obviously. So we currently have 11 ladies that are on board to wrestle with us that day. And there are even a couple more invitations that were sent out. We still haven't heard back from those ladies, but we're pretty full up right now, so we have to start match planning whether or not some of the later repliers will get back to us or not. So let me list off for you everybody that is going to be joining us that day. I want to talk to people tonight just to see, if there are matches that you all particularly really want to see, and share kind of what I've been thinking about as to what would be good matches too. All right, the ladies that are on board to wrestle with us on November 18th so far, we have got Aralia, Olaria, Kimchi, Lana, Taylor, Carrie, who is going to be visiting us from DC. That's Kari, Carrie. Who haven't I said yet? Lydia Vengeance, Leah Hart. Oh my goodness, there are so many. It's actually really hard for me to count them all. So let me go directly right to our roster and just say I am super sorry to the ladies I didn't remember on the very first time through. We have also got joining us, Mercy will be there, and Sweetie Dreams will be there, and Ursa is going to also be there. So that is a lot of people. And I'm just going to go through each wrestler, talk a tiny little bit about them, say who I have been thinking about having them fight. And then people, please comment back. You can comment right here on the video. You can email me at vv.wrestler@gmail.com and say if there are particular matchups you really want to see. You can tweet back and forth at me or at Doom Maidens to say which matches you want to see. And especially if there's some match that you want to see so much that you want to sponsor it and just be like, hey, I want this match to happen no matter what. Let me, totally feel free to email me that too. So, all right, getting into each wrestler one by one here. This is going to take some switching back and forth on the screen. Hang us on a second. Okay, in no particular order. These pictures are actually sorted by size, but here we go. Just to start with Taylor, who is a new wrestler. She's just started training and doing videos with us here in New York City. She's super athletic. She's done a lot of other sports, weightlifting, personal training, and things. But she is pretty new to wrestling. So I'm kind of interested, personally myself, in seeing her match up with Lana and Olaria, who are two other ladies who are near her size, but also pretty beginner in wrestling. So I think they could have pretty even matches there, though I'd give Taylor an edge in like power over Ilaria and Lana. I'd give Ilaria a little bit of edge in maybe, I'm not going to quite say training because she's very new, but when the times that I've trained and wrestled with Ilaria, she's got a really quick wrestling intuition. And I would give Lana an edge in just keeping her cool in a match. So all three of those ladies, I think, have strengths and weaknesses that could be interesting together. I'm also interested in seeing Taylor fight Aralia, who definitely has more training, but is considerably smaller and lighter. So And I'm going to actually just be honest, like right now today, I think Aralia would have the better of that match, but we are still about a month plus out, and Taylor has the advantage of so much athleticism that even a month's worth of training could really go a long way for her in terms of like the fitness and the just the good body conditioning she already has. So I think she could close a gap with Aralia maybe quickly. I don't know though. So because Aralia's got a year plus more training than Taylor. So all those three matches are interesting. Let's pop on forward here to the next lady. Who I was just talking about, coinciding with Taylor. So Olaria, very, very new to wrestling, but she also has a strong like physical background in movement training, some dance, and a lot of body awareness and wellness work that she's done. She's got a really wiry strength and a really, really good intuition, which is kind of amazing. So I think she'd match really well with Taylor. I'm really interested. I'd also be interested to see her fight Lana, because they're all right there in that same weight group. Those are ones I'm thinking of there. She's already fought Aralia, so that one's a little bit like that's already happened. Not sure who else I would want to see her fight. I'd be interested in if people have other ideas for her to fight, because those are just the most obvious ones that came to my mind. Okay, next up. Okay, we're talking about all of the same people right at the same time. So Aralia. Now, she's actually the most experienced fighter probably that we're going to have fighting on November 18th, because we have so many ladies. I personally myself, I do not think I'm fighting that day because we've got so many other ladies that all want to get their time on the mats there. So Aralia is a little bit tough because she has actually fought a lot of the people that are going to be there already. Now, she hasn't fought Taylor yet, like I mentioned. That could be interesting. But she also hasn't fought Sweetie Dreams yet. And that's one that we've kind of intended to have happen for a while. Now, that one would be really tough because both of them have been training, and Sweetie's definitely bigger. But Aralia has been just more overall consistent in how much time she's just kept training, not really like taking time off or anything. So she's probably got a training edge, but a big weight disadvantage. So it can be really interesting to see her and Sweetie go at it like we have been thinking about. I'm also interested in her fighting some of the ladies she hasn't fought yet. Leah Hart, she hasn't fought yet. Lydia Vengeance, she hasn't fought yet. And I think Aralia would definitely have a kind of easy time with those matches, but I think they could be fun. They'd definitely be really fun, active, fast-paced matches, even if probably they wouldn't be really very suspenseful. I think Aralia would kind of have those matches. Let's also talk about our next lady in the lineup. Okay, so after Aralia, let's talk about Kimchi. And so Kimchi she's got so much energy. So much energy. I would be fun to see her fight almost anybody. But she has fought a few of the ladies already. Now she and Lana have kind of wanted to have a match for a while. So that's one that I've thought of right away as one that could happen because we've kind of been planning to do it. But there are lots of good options for her. She's got a ton of energy, but she hasn't got like such a high level of skill that she would really overwhelm the newcomers either. So she could be a pretty fair match to Leah Hart or Lydia Vengeance. And I think those would be wild, super fast, ridiculous matches. But some of our bigger ladies also might enjoy kind of picking on some of the smaller ladies. And, you know, sorry, smaller ladies, but there are definitely some fans that have already said would love to see mismatches. So kind of curious also to see Sweetie or Carrie or Ursa or Mercy pick on some of the smaller ladies and do some real size domination type stuff. So Kimchi could also be potentially up for a tough time if we paired her up in one of those mismatch type of ordeals. Could be fun. Moving along, because there are so many ladies, like I mentioned. Let's see. So, Lydia Vengeance. Now, Lydia is tiny. She is a tiny, tiny person, but she is so very spirited and energetic. And I had a match with her earlier, which was really fun because she can be overwhelmed and just still keep putting it out there. Like, she doesn't get beaten even when she's getting beaten. So she could be, like I said, a fair match for some of the less experienced ladies like Kim or like Leah Hart, or she could make a really, you know, fun match for Aralia. She could also, she's another one who could get just squashed in a domination style match with Carrie or Sweetie or Ursa. And she's somebody who might be interesting with Lana, since Lana is bigger but also very new. So they could have maybe an even-ish sort of match. And I think she'd be somebody that would really speed up the game for Lana too. So now, if you haven't noticed, I've listed probably already like 20 matches that could happen. And the time we're going to have in the actual day itself will be for 9 or 10 matches. So we're going to have to make choices. So if you hear something that you're like, yes, that one, or if you don't hear something that you're like, I didn't hear my favorite suggestion, you got to let me know. So we're going to make these choices because there are too many to fit in the amount of time we're going to have that day. Okay, next up, we have Leah Hart. Leah is also a really, really petite lady with a whole lot of energy. I got to wrestle with her at FetCon in August, and she was so much fun, like rolling around, just doing crazy stuff. She's probably in a bad place for competitive matches with any of the more experienced ladies, but potentially in a good place, like I keep mentioning, some of the more beginner level ladies, in a maybe good place with Kim, with Lydia, and also with Lana. Now, Leah and Lana is a match that we've thought about pretty seriously. I think the ladies even kind of requested, Lana was interested in that one too. So that's one that we're definitely thinking about pretty seriously. And then just for the absolute ridiculousness of it, Leah is, I believe, our smallest fighter who's going to be in the event. And obviously Mercy is our biggest fighter. So since we do like to do mismatches for the sheer spectacle of it, for the great, you know, domination qualities of it, Mercy and Leah Hart is one that we're definitely kind of thinking about doing too, because that would be pretty fun. Okay, and those are the major options we've been thinking about for Leah. Our next lady to discuss here. Okay. So Carrie is somebody I have not ever met personally or worked with or wrestled before. She's clearly, like you can see in her picture, a bigger lady. She's about 250 pounds. And she recently wrote to me and said, hey, I'm in DC, but I come up to New York from time to time. I've done wrestling, I've done catfighting, and she's done a lot of domination types of things too. So I think she's bringing in a pretty boss attitude here. And I am excited to see what she can do, because I haven't seen or met her in person yet. But I know that she has wrestled and she's filmed with other ladies I know. Like, I have filmed and worked with Layla Moore. We met at FetCon a few years ago. She and Layla have done some catfighting things together. So, and Layla's another really big lady. So I know Carrie, handles herself going up against other big ladies. So something I'm definitely interested in would be to see her and Sweetie or Ursa mix it up. Especially if we're probably going to keep a lot of the matches or all of the matches like straight competitive stuff. But I also, side note, would be really interested to see her and Ursa or Sweetie or some of the big ladies do like bear hug contests and things like that, sort of test of strength things. So those are options definitely to match up the bigger ladies who would meet in sort of their own size bracket, but also, like I keep mentioning, to do things that are mismatches. She could definitely, probably really squish Leah or Lydia. That could be kind of fun. And I'm excited, since I know she comes from a real like Dom type of background, to see how mean she could be too, which could be kind of fun. And so Carrie, like I said, all around kind of really excited to like meet a new wrestler and see what she's bringing into the game on the 18th. Our next person. Okay, we've hit a certain sort of point. So Ursa is another of our like BBW physique ladies, and she is probably our most novice in terms of wrestling, skill. But I just got to watch her take on Aqua X in a competitive match a little while ago. She goes in with tons of like, grit and spirit and everything, but her technique is very like, oh, let me, jump in and figure it out. So she's gonna have a hard time. She has fought Sweetie before and been, up against that training disadvantage. Like, Sweetie has a lot of technical skill compared to Ursa. So interesting to see her up against maybe Carrie, who's an unknown quantity, or up against some of the smaller ladies, and see if she can use her size to like match up against someone else's skill, or just again like squash somebody little. So Ursa could be somebody that goes up against Leah or Lydia or Carrie, or if you have other ideas, that would be really cool to hear too. And our next person, Sweetie Dreams, who is, again, since I'm not quite sure what Carrie's level is, Sweetie is definitely the most experienced of our like BBW ladies. But she has already fought Ursa. So that's, that's one that we probably wouldn't really want to do. We have wanted her to fight Aralia, like I mentioned before, and really see, they've both had the same length of time training, but Aralia's had more frequency. And so that match, like, we'd be pretty suspenseful, really. That could be really interesting to see, and one we've been intending to do. So Sweetie Aralia, a really good option. And Sweetie and Carrie, a pretty interesting option. And now here's another one. Sweetie and Mercy, maybe, because Mercy is somebody that is tough to pair up in a fair sort of fight. I think Sweetie would definitely have a hard time with Mercy, but she is size / skill wise the closest, but still a close that's like Mercy would have a real edge there, but it's something to think about. Something to think about. Okay, and who have I not yet talked about? Lana. Okay, and Lana. So this is great because Lana recently let me know, oh, hey, I've been, really busy with other things a lot of the time, but I am getting ready to commit a lot more to wrestling. I'm going to start coming to training more often. So I'm excited to see Lana come and start to really build herself up as a wrestler. She's done a little bit before. She's had some competitive matches. She's had both wins and losses, but so far she has a very small amount of training time, but she's one of those ladies that I've been so impressed when she does get training time, she really soaks things up and really remembers and learns and retains them quickly. So I'm really excited in the next month before the event and the next, few months going on from that to see how Lana, grows as a wrestler now that she said, oh, I've found more time to be able to train and get serious about this. And she's also somebody that's great for like letting you know who she wants to fight. She's very interested. So like we set up a match between her and Kinsey Fire because Lana was like, I really want to fight Kinsey. So for this event coming up, Lana has been like, I want to fight Michi. I want to fight Leah Hart. And that is so cool when the ladies personally are like, I've got my eye on that other lady and I want to go up against her and see how I do. So those are two that I like that Lana's excited for those matches, but I also, like I mentioned before, like the idea of fights between Lana and Taylor and Olaria because they have similar amounts of training, similar height and weights, and that could also be really interesting. So Lana has a lot of options, probably definitely too many options for us to do, say all 4 of those. And we'd want to see that narrowed down to like 2 or something matches that we could definitely do that day. And I think the only person I haven't talked about officially here is Mercy. And I think that is because my computer ran out of windows to have me get Mercy's picture queued up. So let me fix that real quickly here. Hang on just a second while I play around with opening up Mercy's picture. All right. There we go. All right, so finally, now Mercy, like I mentioned, is tough to make matches for because she is a super powerful and big wrestler. So she's 6'3", just towering over our other ladies. And out of the other ladies that are all showing up, in a competitive fight, Mercy would definitely have that. So options there are to be like, okay, that's fine. We can do a squash match. We just know Mercy's going to win. That's okay. So like I said, or to do size domination matches, which are so totally one-sided that it's the whole point. That's cool. Like Mercy against Leah Hart or Mercy against Lydia Vengeance would be a great size domination match. Or even 2-on-1s, Mercy against 2 of the smaller ladies. could get wild, could get so wild I'm almost a little bit scared to do it, just to be like, you know, hey, that could get almost out of control, but it could also be really fun. Now, something else that we thought about was we have so many of these matches, and we definitely like do really want to see some and have some that we've got really in mind. But with so many ladies, it's also been an interesting idea to just make this whole thing a tournament. And that's an idea I want to hear people weigh in on too. Like, would you like the suspense? We don't even know, other than the very first matches of the day, what the rest of the matches would be. We could just set up the initial matches in the bracket, have everybody fight, and winners fight winners, and they keep going on just like that. Now, you know, but then maybe you really hope that you're going to get, you know, such and such a match in the second round of the tournament, but that's not who wins the first round. And then, you know, maybe do we want to leave it up to chance what matches happen? And some of the ladies would then get more matches than others. The winners would end up fighting more matches. Sometimes there's a wrestler who maybe doesn't win very much, but is such a great, entertaining, really, really enthusiastic fighter that you just want to watch her fight, even if she doesn't win. If we do a tournament, then you could have somebody just, you know, lose in the first round and you won't see them fight again later in the day. Is it worth it? I don't know. So that's interesting. We also would probably have to do that in 2 weight classes. Obviously, we would have it's like 7 ladies, right? We have 11 total. Yes, 7 ladies in the lighter weight class, and then 4 ladies in the heavier weight class. Now, the heavier weight class, like I said, now Mercy's like overly qualified for fighting most of the ladies. So the heavier ladies weight class, we kind of already know who would win. But is that okay? We'll find out how it happens, how the earlier matches play out, and just see, you know, and we know that in the end, the championship match is going to be Mercy's going to win that. Is that okay? And then among the lighter ladies, the only real problem is that, like I said, some of the ladies have already fought each other in other earlier matches. Maybe there's not so much suspense if the 2 of them come up against each other again, or maybe there is. Maybe they really want a rematch, or maybe that means that we lose the chance to see a match we haven't seen before. So really curious to know how people feel about the idea of the event being 2 separate tournaments, lighter weight class and a heavier weight class. And or this could be ridiculous, or 1 tournament for all weight classes. Doesn't seem quite fair, but maybe that's okay. Not sure about that. And then if we did split the weight classes, we would lose the option to have the size mismatches, which are pretty fun matches, you know, in their own right. So do we want to lose that? Do we want to do that extra? Could we do that extra? Like I said, I think the time frame we have for the actual event, live event, is like maximum 10 matches. If people really, really want custom videos, some of the ladies might be willing to show up earlier or stay later, but we're not gonna extend the live portion like more than 10 matches. But I did want to tell people, if you have something maybe that isn't a competitive match at all, but you're just like, hey, I noticed these 2 ladies are going to be there and I want an opportunity to get this custom video, you can let us know and we'll find out if people are willing to stick around even after the event and do some private filming. It's an option too. Okay, I think I've just rambled myself to the end of all my thoughts on this live event matchmaking. And let me just find out if people have, you know, some comments or questions that you've been giving to me while I've been rambling and rambling. but I'm going to have to go to my screen here in order to see that. Hang on a second. Let's see. All right, so, okay, some votes for Aralia and Taylor, some votes for Lana and Lydia. I thought that I muted that thing. Okay. All right. And a vote in favor of matchups, which I think means individual matchups as opposed to the tournaments. All right. Thank you so much. Keep feedback coming. Even if you end up watching this like not live, but just in the playback, still send comments back. You don't have to like be, oh my God, I missed the live broadcast. Send comments anyway. But ASAP, because we're going to be making this match roster pretty quickly. Also, if you happen to be in New York on November 18th, it is the live event. That's the whole point. So come out and see us. Tickets are going to be going up on sale pretty soon. And there is, a question for a live stream of the event. But no, it's not a live online stream. It's a live in-person audience event. But absolutely, definitely, the matches will be filmed and available later if you are not able to attend the event. I'm sure that we're going to be packaging the matches in certain combination sets. So if you aren't able to attend, or if you are able to attend but you still want copies of the video recordings later, there'll be certain deals and bundles and things that you could do, and pre-purchasing options for the videos and different sets of the videos as well. But a live stream is something we keep thinking about, still working out just exactly how to do it. Haven't figured that out yet, but have figured out how to put seats beside the mat and let people sit in them. So that's going to happen. Right. Keep a lookout for when tickets do go on sale. Keep a lookout for as we start making decisions about the matches. Keep a lookout for hopefully the wrestlers to start talking about maybe some of their training or their hopes, desires, their fight wishes. Wish them luck, all of that, and all right. Hope to see you there or see your support online. And thanks for tuning in here with me tonight. All right. Have a great one, and catch you later.